Thom Hartmann here on the best of the rest of science and green news. You need to know this. Every day in America, 89 people die because of gun-related violence. Yet for the last 20 years, scientists have been banned from researching a way to stop this violence. 20 years ago, the Dickey Amendment tied the hands of policymakers and medical experts who want to study the causes of and solutions to our nation's out-of-control gun violence. That's why more than 2,000 physicians are calling on Congress to overturn that research ban. At a press conference last Wednesday, lawmakers and medical professionals joined the group Doctors for America to call for change only hours before news broke of a mass shooting in San Bernardino, California. In that press conference, Representative David Price, who chairs the House Gun Violence Prevention Task Force, said, quote, "Regardless of where we stand in the debate over gun violence, we should all be able to agree that this debate should be informed by objective data and robust scientific research," end quote. Over the last 2 decades, the gun lobby has come up with lots of creative ways to defend that research ban, and their puppets in Congress have repeated their talking points. However, as the number of mass shootings this year exceeds the number of days in the year, those excuses seem more ridiculous every day. The Dickey Amendment has nothing to do with banning guns and everything to do with making it impossible to solve our gun violence problem. Without research, scientists can't even begin to figure out why the U.S. is the only developed nation in the world where these mass shootings occur on a near daily basis, or how we can begin to solve this problem. Representative Carolyn Maloney, who also spoke at the press conference, said, quote, "Politicians have put a gag order on public health research for gun violence only to score political points." She added, "On public health matters, it's critical we listen to doctors, not politicians," end of quote. And she is exactly right. There is absolutely no legitimate reason why doctors and scientists should be banned from conducting this kind of research. Call Congress and tell them to overturn the Dickey Amendment today. Gut microbes may be the answer to eating less. According to a recent finding published in the journal Cell Metabolism, certain types of bacteria tell our bodies when we're hungry and when we should stop eating. And those findings suggest that our gut bacteria may be much more involved in regulating our appetites than previously thought. To determine this, researchers studied how these microbes affect the appetite of mice and found that the E. coli bacteria started telling the mice to stop eating about 20 minutes after they started a meal. Basically, the microbes use the food an animal eats to maintain the bacteria population. But about 20 minutes after they started getting nourishment, the bacteria stopped multiplying and started releasing a new protein that reduced the animal's appetite. These findings could have important implications for obesity in humans, and they underscore how much we still have to learn about the symbiotic relationship between us and our gut bacteria. It may be too soon to say that gut microbes can help us maintain our weight. It's always a good idea to make sure we're getting enough beneficial bacteria. Facebook may be ruining our lives. According to a recent study by the University of British Columbia, the social media site contributes to feelings of envy and overall lower self-worth. For that study, called Why Following Friends Can Hurt You, researchers asked about 1,200 German college students about their Facebook habits and emotions. Although more than 1/3 of respondents said that they find pleasure in following their friends online, they also said that the most common emotion that they feel while online is envy. And according to one of the study's researchers, when envy goes up, emotional and social well-being comes down. In other words, when we see our friends' posts and pictures, we can often feel like our own lives are inadequate in comparison, regardless of whether those images are accurate portrayals of our friends' lives. So even if we know that someone has staged that perfect vacation photo, we still feel jealous of their seemingly perfect life. Like previous studies, this research is not suggesting that people delete their Facebook accounts, but it is encouraging all of us to be aware of these problems. If you find that Facebook is making you jealous of your friends, it may be time to take a break from social media. You and I don't get to negotiate the deals of massive trade agreements, but Big Oil is getting to write their own energy policy in the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. New documents obtained by The Guardian newspaper show, quote, an extraordinary glimpse into the full degree of collusion between the European Trade Commission and multinational corporations seeking to use TTIP to increase U.S. exports of fossil fuels, end quote. And allowing oil companies to write their own rules could undermine global efforts to rein in climate change. These documents reveal that Shell, BP, ExxonMobil, and other major oil and gas companies were given special access and information about the trade negotiations. Just like the TPP, multinational corporations are being given exclusive access to the TTIP to write the rules of trade and business for the future. If we want any chance to put people and our planet over profit, we better stop these trade deals while we still have a chance. And finally, Costco is known for doing right by workers, and now they're also being praised for listening to their customers. Last week, the nation's second largest retailer announced that they will not sell genetically modified salmon in any of their stores. In response to a petition signed by more than 300,000 customers, community members, and activists, the company said that they will not sell GMO fish, and they recently reaffirmed that commitment after the FDA approved the modified salmon for human consumption. Once again, well done, Costco. And that's the way it is for the week of December 7th, 2015. I'm Thom Hartmann on Science and Green News.